So let's start on our backs today. Keep your block and keep your strap close by. And you can either take supine butterfly, knees fall apart, soles of the feet together, or you can just stretch out long in Shavasana, your choice. Come onto your back, wiggle out a little bit so that your spine is nice and long on the mat. Maybe draw your chin slightly in towards your chest so that the back of your neck is resting comfortably on the mat. Arms wide, arms facing up, or maybe to add an extra stretch to your shoulders, you can take cactus arms, goalpost arms. Start noticing your body, the weight of your hips on the mat, the weight of your chest, your torso, the weight of your shoulders. And gently start closing your eyes, turning inward. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Excuse me. Open your mouth and let it go. One more time, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Now breathing in and out through your nose. Unless you have a sinus problem or a respiratory problem that prevents you from doing that, breathing in yoga is typically done through your nose. Deep inhales, long exhales. With each breath, trying to let go, relax a little bit more so that you can truly let go of everything. Surrender your body to the mat. If you have your eyes closed, gently flutter them open. Use your hands to bring your knees together and hug your knees into your chest. Give them a tight squeeze and rock from side to side. Massaging your low back, your mid back, your upper back. Then go ahead and plant those feet down on the mat. Take that block. Squeeze the block in between your thighs. I'm going to do a few bridge rolls, making sure you're grazing the backs of your heels with your longest finger, squeezing that block on your next inhale. Lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, squeeze the block. Lift your hips up. Exhale, slowly lower down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Last time, this time, let's hold it up. Inhale, lift your hips up, hold it here. Exhale it out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last deep inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Remove the block, set it out to the side within reach. Take your feet wide as your mat, even wider. Arms wide, drop your knees from side to side. Then come back to the center. We are going to do this 2 more times. Same sequence. Last time we will hold for the supine twist. So take that block, squeeze it between your thighs, raising the backs of your heels with your longest finger. If your legs are kind of wider, then you can even place the block a little bit wider stance. So however you want to squeeze the block in between your thighs. On your next inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, lift your hips up, press your feet down. Exhale, slowly lower it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Last time, this time we'll hold it up. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Shoot your tail forward. All your weight is on your shoulder blades. Hold it here. 2 more breaths. Take one last deep inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Take that block, set it aside. Move your feet as wide as your mat or even wider. And then take your arms out as a T and drop your knees from side to side. Little, excuse me, little bit of hip flossing here. And it's also good to release your low back after those bridge holds. And come back to the center, last round. Feet are hip distance apart, grazing the backs of your heels with your longest finger. Take that block. Press it in between your thighs. Last time, on your next inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. One last time here. Inhale, press your feet down, lift it up and hold it here. Shoot your tail forward, brace your core like you're wearing a corset. Breathe here. Notice all the weight in your shoulder blades. One more breath. Take one last deep inhale. And then exhale, lower it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Move the block, put it aside. Feet are wider than your mat or as wide as your mat at least. Drop your knees from side to side. Go ahead and drop them over to the right and turn your gaze to the left. Both your shoulders are weighed down heavily on the mat. If you want to add to the stretch, you can pick up your right ankle and plant it on the outside of your left knee to weigh that knee down. So entirely up to you. If you feel a good stretch even without doing that, just stay there. Nice outer hip stretch. Lumbar spine rotation here. And come back to the center. Feet again are wider than your mat or as wide as your mat. Drop your knees over to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. And if you took that added stretch, place your left ankle now on top of your right knee. Intensify the stretch a little bit more. And slowly come back to the center. Plant your feet down, grab behind your thighs, rock up and down on the mat, massaging your entire spine. And after a few rounds, do as many as you want. If it feels good, do as many as you want. And then come to a tall seat. Maybe plant a blanket or a block underneath your hip for a seated stretch. Sitting at the edge of the blanket, kind of tilts your pelvis forward so that you can sit up tall. Right ankle in front of your left, making it kind of like a diamond shape with your legs. So it's not like exactly crisscross applesauce. Inhale as you sweep both arms up to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, palms come down to the heart center. One more time. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms to the heart center. Last round. Inhale, sweep both arms up to the sky. On the exhale, drop your right hand down and lean over to the right. Make sure that both your sit bones are weighed down heavily on the mat. Maybe turning your gaze up towards the sky underneath your left armpit. Reaching long through your left fingers. Breathe into the left rib cage. Slowly come back to the center. Now left hand goes on the outside of your right knee. Right hand behind you, twisting over to the right. Sit up tall. Twist from your belly button. And breathe. Relax into the twist with each breath. And slowly come back to the center. So we're going to fold forward. So slowly leaning forward, walk your fingertips out front. Inhale as you elongate your spine. Maybe this is where you stay. Exhale, maybe walk 1 inch more forward. One more time. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, walking a little bit more maybe. Last time. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale, go ahead and let go. Allowing your forehead to round towards your toes. Breathe here. Maybe sway from side to side. If you get a good release in your hips this way. And slowly walk it back. Grab that strap. Extend your legs for seated forward fold. Take that strap. Loop it on the arch of your feet. Again, one more time, forward fold. Inhale as you sit up tall. Exhale as you lean forward over those legs. Doesn't have to be very far. Keep those legs strong. Toes pointing up. And just leave your hands on your shin or your ankle. And just simply fold forward. You're all still pretty stiff in the hamstrings. It's part of the practice. Breathe into those hamstrings. And slowly come up. Let's change the crossing of the legs. So left ankle in front, right ankle behind. Inhale as you sweep both arms up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Again, inhale, big sweep of the arms. Exhale, palms to heart center. Last time, inhale, sweep those arms up. On the exhale, drop your left hand down and lean over to the left. Making sure you're rooting your right hip down. Reach with your right fingers. Maybe turning your gaze up underneath your right armpit. Breathe into the space that you're creating on the right side. And slowly come up. Right fingers on the outside of your left knee. Left fingers behind you, twisting over to the left. And remember to sit up tall and twist from your belly button, relaxing, releasing into the twist with each breath. And slowly turn and face the front, fingertips out in front. Inhale as you lift up, elongate your spine. Exhale as you fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Maybe walk your fingers a little bit more out and fold. Last time. Inhale, lift up, look up, elongate your spine. Exhale, walking your fingertips just a teensy bit more. And then go ahead and round your forehead towards your toes. Breathe. Maybe wiggle from side to side, sway from side to side, releasing your hips. And slowly walk it back. Extend those legs one more time, using your strap if you want. Knees pointing up, toes pointing up, sitting up tall. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Digging your heels into the mat. You don't have to go very far, folding over, but notice the sensation in your hamstrings. Not to the extent of pain, but just getting a nice, good stretch there. Keeping those legs active, breathing and relaxing. And slowly come up. Pretty basic class today. And then roll over, coming into tabletop for our regular cat cow. Spread your fingers wide. Index finger is kind of pointing forward. And your knees are right underneath your hips. On your next inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your tail up. Exhale as you press the mat away, spread your shoulder blades and gaze at your belly button. Inhale, arching your back to gaze up. Exhale, round your back, tuck your tail in. Push the mat away. 2 more rounds with your own breath. As you inhale, you open your heart up to the sky. As you exhale, you compress the front of your body. Spread the back. And then find that neutral spine. Belly button sucked in, tail slightly tucked. And kick your right leg back. Long and strong behind you. And maybe this is where you stay. You can either point your toes or flex that foot, your choice. If you want more, test your balance, reach the opposite arm out. Visualize that straight line from your thumb to your heel. Again, keeping the core braced. Breathe. Last deep inhale. Exhale and release. Going over to the other side, take that left leg back. Lift it up, point the toes, flex the foot, your choice. But keep it lifted so your heel is at the same level as your hip. And if you did on the other side, then take the opposite arm out. Breathe. Don't remember to brace your core. Keep your hips even. Take one last deep inhale as you elongate. Exhale as you release. Take your knees wide. Sit back on your heels, child's pose. Walking your fingers forward. The forehead doesn't touch the mat. Use a block underneath your forehead. Slowly come up and roll forward, coming onto your belly. Coming all the way onto your belly. So some cobra rolls, strengthening our back muscles here. So reach those legs long behind you. You're going to do both cobra and locust. So reaching those legs long. Press the tops of the feet down. You're going to bring your arms underneath, hands underneath your palms underneath your shoulders. First for some cobra, and then we'll go into locust. On your next inhale, feel your heart up. Don't press yourself up. Use your back muscles to come up. Exhale, lower down, forehead to mat. Inhale, feeling your heart up. Exhale, lower down, forehead to mat. Last time, inhale, feel your heart up. Exhale and lower. Take one forearm on top of the other, forehead on your forearm, wiggle your hips out. We're going to go into locust pose. A little bit warmed up now with our back muscles. So, in locust pose, you're going to focus on engaging the entire posterior chain, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back muscles, your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders. Take that block. Keep it close by. I'm going to use it in the second round of locust. So, hands by your side, palms are facing down. On your next inhale, root down with your hips and peel everything up off the mat. Toes reach back, fingertips reach towards the toes, peeling your heart up using the strength of your back muscles. Hold it and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Wiggle your hips out. Round 2 of locust pose. Grab that block. We're going to do a Superman locust. So you're going to hold the block out front between your hands. And as we come up, you're going to reach the block forward, reach your toes back, and hold it there, engaging your entire backside. On your next inhale, root down with your hips, peel everything up off the mat, lift your arms high as if you're trying to pass something to someone walking out in front of you. Hold it here, breathe, keep lifting up for 5, keep reaching forward for 4, keep toes back for 3, ease those glutes for 2, last deep inhale here, exhale and release. Wiggle your hips out. Maybe pick up those feet, windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Okay, last round of locust. This time, you can watch me first and then we can do it together. It's simply going to come up into locust and pass the block behind you. We're going to do 4 on one side. We're going to hold it in locust and do this. And then switch sides, 4, kind of going the other way. So, root down with your hips. And your next inhale, feel everything come up. And then you're going to reach the block behind you. Grab it with your other hand. Bring it forward. 3 more times. 3. Keep holding it up in locust. 2. Keep reaching those toes back. Last one. And then let's reverse the direction of the block passing. So reach back with your other hand, grab it. Two more, three, and last one here. And let go of the block. One forearm on top of the other, forehead on your forearm. Bring your feet up, windshield wiper those legs out. Elbows underneath your shoulders, coming up into Sphinx pose. Forearms are parallel to each other. Tuck your toes in. Going to come into dolphin plank. So pressing your forearms down, elbows down, lift your hips up. Hips are at the same level as your shoulders. Holding it in dolphin plank for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming into Sphinx pose, stretch out those abs and wiggle your hips out if you want. So 2 more rounds, do 2 more rounds of dolphin plank. And this time, we're going to kind of lift the right leg up, lift the left leg up halfway through. I'll call it out. Tuck your toes in. On your next inhale, come up into dolphin plank. Now, you're going to lift your right toes off the mat, just 1 inch. Hold it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the right foot, lift the left toes off the mat, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and come onto your belly. Sphinx pose. Hold it here, stretch out those abs. Draw your chest through your upper arms isometrically. Feeling the nice stretch through your abdomen. Breathe. Last round of dolphin plank. This time, let's see if we can pick up our hands, reach the opposite arm out, or rather reach one arm out, then the other. We're going to keep our feet planted on the mat. So tuck your toes in, lift your hips up, reach your right arm forward, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, left arm out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Child's pose. Deep inhales and exhales. Allowing your back muscles to relax after all those locust poses, locust variations that we did. Slowly come up. Go ahead and come into downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide. Index finger is pointing forward. You're going to send your hips all the way back to your heels, tuck your toes in, and then lift your hips straight up. You can keep a bend in your knees. This will allow you to lift your tail up and elongate your spine. Keep pressing the mat away from you to bring your chest closer to your thighs. Start pedaling your legs out, bend one knee, press the opposite heel to the mat. Same side, same side, same side. And then bend your knees a lot, look up to the top and slowly walk between your hands. Keep that block close by. For a standing twist, go ahead and take ragdoll first. Grab opposite elbows, taking a generous bend in your knees. Allow yourself to hang heavy. Maybe swaying from side to side. Maybe shaking your head yes and no. And then bend your knees a lot, slowly, rounding your back. Roll it up to standing like a rag doll, letting your head and shoulders come up flat. Roll your shoulders back and down. And forward and down. Inhale as you see both arms up, palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, palms to heart center. One more time, inhale. Sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Baby back bend. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold it all the way down. Standing forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Slide your hands up your shins. L shape here. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold it again. Inhale, press your feet down. Come all the way up to standing. Reaching your hands up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. One more time. Inhale, sweep your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it down. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold it again. Inhale, press your feet down, come all the way up to standing. Sweeping your arms up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by the side. Last time here. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Reaching up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it down. Inhale, half lift. Reach the crown of the head forward. Press those thighs back. Exhale, fold it again. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reaching those fingertips up. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. Let's take it to full sun salutations now. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, hinge and fold it down. We'll do the same thing over and over so that you can get a hang of it. Inhale, half lift, reach the heart forward. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take it back, plank pose. Take it to a strong hand plank. Spread those fingers wide. Push the mat away, separating your shoulder blades. Breathe. Take one more deep inhale here. On the exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin. Squeezing your elbows in, come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra pose. Feeling your heart up. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, press yourself up into a tabletop. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog pose. Make any sort of movements if you want. In down dog. Or try to find stillness. You can always keep a bend in your knees if your hamstrings are still tight. Bend your knees a lot, look up to the top, step or walk between your hands. Inhale, half lift, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale and fold it down. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side. Two more times, just like this. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold it down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, L shape. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take it back, plank pose. Every time you come to plank, strong plank, press the mat away. Squeeze your quads, thighs pressing up to the sky. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Untuck your toes, inhale, Cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Trying to find comfort in your home base here. And down dog. Pressing the mat away, separating your shoulder blades. Don't squeeze your shoulder blades in the back. Allow your shoulder blades to separate. Your head and neck to release. Bend your knees a lot. Look up to the top. Step or walk between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart center. And down by your side, last round. Inhale, sweeping it all the way up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take it back, plank pose. Hold it in plank. Press the mat away. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop your knees, your chest, your chin. Ashtanga Pranam. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Cobra pose. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, come up to a tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes. Send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Drop your heels heavy towards the mat, the knee or may not touch. And bend your knees a lot, look up to the top, step just your right foot forward. Right foot forward, drop your back knee, bring your blocks with you. Coming into a low lunge. If you want, you can use some padding for your knees. So come up tall first. Tuck your heel in. And suck in your belly button and then move your hips forward and down. It's okay if your knee comes past your ankle. That's not a no-no, like they used to say. It happens all the time in daily life. If it's uncomfortable, don't do it. So coming into a low lunge, enjoy this deep stretch in your left hamstring. Your right foot is forward. Some people find it more comfortable to keep those back toes tucked in, or you can release the back foot. Entirely your choice. And keep your hands on the blocks. Enjoy the stretch in your hips like so. One more breath here. And then let's send those hips back. Straighten the front leg. Point the toes up to the sky as we dig our heel in. For half split, Ardha Hanuman. The toes are pointing up. Your heel is digging in. And kind of isometrically drawing the heel towards your face. Take a deep inhale as you send your spine long. Exhale. Fold over that leg. You don't have to fold very far. Breathe into the hamstring, right hamstring. Slowly shift your hips forward, plant that front foot down. You're simply going to use your left hand now on the block. Right hand goes up for an open twist. Let's make 3 big circles with our arm, reaching back with our arm, big circle out to the front. 2 more like this, big shoulder circles. And let's turn the reverse, the direction of the circle. Bring the arm forward and back, forward and back. One last time. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release. Plant those hands down. Take the right knee back and come back into your downward facing dog. Stay those heels down. Getting the nice deep calf stretch here. Then bend your knees a lot. Step that left foot forward. In between your hands, drop the back heel. And come up. Again, you're going to suck in your belly button. Drop your tail straight down. And then with this braced core, you're going to move your hips forward and down. Feeling the nice deep stretch in your right hip flexor. Fingertips can be on blocks on top of your knees. Focus here is on your hip flexor. Keep those back toes tucked in. I find it more comfortable to kind of release the back of the foot down. Breathe into the hip flexor. If I feel you have your bands, we should have done some band exercises. And slowly send your hips back. Extend the front leg out. Dig that heel in. Toes point up to the sky. You can keep your fingertips on blocks. Inhale as you elongate your spine. Exhale as you fold over that leg. Drawing that heel towards your face as if you're drawing a line in the sand. Of course, the heel is not moving anywhere. Just imagining that engagement. So you can feel the nice stretch in your hamstring. I think I do have one band here. Do some banded bicycles. If you don't have a band, don't worry about it. Just do it without. Then move your hips forward. Right hand stays on the block. And then the left hand reaches up for an open twist. Make those big arm circles now. Going one way, then the other, 3 times in each direction. Big circles. Change directions after 3. And then come back. Plant your hands down. Send those hips back and up. Downward facing dog pose. Taking the last downward facing dog. Hopefully, worked out all the wiggles. You can find stillness just for 3 deep breaths. And then drop your knees. Bring your legs forward. And if you have your band, resistance band, just going to do bicycles, so nothing crazy. So keep that band here. Just do it before the end. So first, boat pose. So planting those feet down, roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart up, and then lift your legs up. If you want, you can release those arms. Try to maintain the tight V shape. So you don't want it to be like this. You want it to be a really tight V. If you can straighten your legs, keeping that tight V. Breathe here. A lot of hip flexor strength, a lot of core strength. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and right ankle over the left. Hug your knees in tight. Sit up tall, take a deep inhale. And exhale, forehead comes down between your knees. Round two, last round of both poles. So setting up your feet, rolling your shoulder blades. Imagine a string pulling your heart up to the ceiling. Roll back so that you're on the fleshy part behind your sit bones. And lift your legs up. Release your arms if you want. Hold it here and breathe. Don't let go of the tight V shape. Don't fall back. Keep that heart lifted for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Left ankle in front of the right. Hug your knees in tight. Sit up tall. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, forehead to your knees. And slowly come up. Sit, center yourself on the mat. Grab behind your thighs. And slowly tuck your chin in, round your back. And roll all the way onto your mat. Bringing your knees in with you. Hug your knees in tight. And again, rock from side to side. Massaging your back. Grab that band. If you don't have a band, don't worry about it. You can just do it without the band. So put it across your feet. We're just going to do bicycles. So let's start with knees right on top of our hips. Hands behind your head. As you extend your left leg out, your right shoulder, not elbow, don't try to reach with your elbow, right shoulder is going to, as you reach your left leg out, your left shoulder is going to reach towards your right knee. Take a deep inhale, exhale, extend your left leg, and left shoulder to right knee. Change sides, change sides, change sides. Do it without the band, it's the same. Change sides, change sides, change sides, change sides. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, shoulder blades off the mat. 3, 2, 1, and release. Hug your knees in. Give them a tight squeeze. And then let's do some dead bugs, keeping the band on top of our across our feet. So you're going to reach those arms up, knees on top of our hips, fingertips reaching up. You're going to move opposite arm out and opposite arm back and opposite leg out. So extend it out like you're doing a reverse bird dog. So take a deep inhale here. Exhale, extending opposite arm and leg. Inhale back up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale back up. Exhale, opposite side. Keep the other leg stable. Inhale back up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale back up. 8. Keeping it stable on the other side. 7. The slower you do it, the better. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. And remove the band. Set it aside. And give your knees a hug one more time. Rock from side to side. Now bring that band back. So put it across our thighs now, and you can again do it without the band. No need for the band. The band just adds extra resistance. So putting it across your thighs. We'll end with bridge pose, like we started with bridge pose, and then we'll do our final stretches. So band across your thighs. You can use a heavier band because your thighs are pretty huge muscles and they can take a lot of resistance. So if you have a bigger band, go for that. Raising the backs of your heels with your longest. Remember when we started class, we were squeezing the block in. Now we're going to push the band out. So it's kind of like doing the opposite thing, strengthening our outer hip muscles. So feet are hip distance apart, grazing the backs of the heels with your longest finger. On your next inhale, press your feet down, and as you come up, squeeze the band apart. Exhale, lower it down. One vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up as you press the band apart. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae, vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. This time we'll hold it up. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, and press the band apart. Hold it here, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and wait. Drop your knees from side to side, just to get a little bit of low back release here. And then let's go for 2 more rounds like that. Remember to press the band apart as you come up and allow it to come back in as you come down. On your next inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, squeeze the band apart. Exhale, lower it down. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, squeeze the band apart. Exhale, lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. This time you'll hold it up and pulse. Inhale, press your hips up, squeeze the band apart for 8, pulse, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Drop your knees from side to side. And let's do one last round. Again, feet are hip distance apart. Raising the backs of your heels with your longest finger. On your next inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, squeeze the band apart. Exhale, lower it down, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, split the band apart. Exhale, slowly lower it down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Inhale, this time you'll hold it up, press the band apart, hold it here and pulse it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Vertebrae, vertebrae. Tailbone comes down last. Bring those knees in, remove the band, set it aside, and let's just stretch out those outer hip muscles. Right ankle comes on top of the left knee. Press the right knee away from you. Keep the right foot active, which means the toes are pointing back towards your shin. And maybe this is where you stay. You feel a good enough stretch. If you want more, reach through the keyhole and bring your left knee in. Either grab behind your thigh or over your shin, actively pressing the right knee away from you. Breathe. We were moving quite a bit. So now is the time to hold the static stretches. Enjoy them. Breathe into it. Go ahead and drop your left foot down if you brought your knee in. And then slide the right leg over your left leg like you're a lady sitting in a chair. Thighs are squeezing together. Drop both knees to the left. Using your left hand, bring them over to the left. Reach your right arm out for a supine twist, gaze to the right. Where do you feel the stretch? A little bit on the outer hip as well. And slowly come back to the center. Unravel those legs. Now planting your left ankle on top of your right knee. Flex that left foot, press the left knee away from you. Maybe stay here for a bit. Notice the sensation of the stretch. And if you did so on the other side, you can bring the right knee in, grabbing behind your thigh or over your shin. Keep pressing the left knee away from you. And drop that right foot down. Slide your left leg over your right leg, squeezing those thighs together. Use your right hand. Drop both knees to the right. Turn your gaze to the left. Reaching the left arm out. Supine twist. There are three components of yoga, and the most important one is drishti, your gaze. For each yoga pose, there is a place where you place where you set your gaze at, steady gaze, and that's called your drishti or your focus. And of course, there's breath and there's engagement of the other two components. Slowly come back to the center, unravel your legs, and now you're ready for Shavasana. Wiggle yourself a little bit, make yourself comfortable, extend your legs out one at a time, taking your arms wide or even overhead to get that extra shoulder relaxation. Go ahead and close your eyes, soften your breath, soften your belly, soften the creases on your forehead. And simply be here with yourself for the last few breaths. Slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bring sensation back to your body. Reaching your arms overhead, take a good morning stretch. Roll over to your favorite side, pressing yourself up into a tall seat. Unmute yourself.